Hello, friends. Happy New Year. And today we are going to discuss two very important topics. One is where to find the genuine list of ratings for mutual funds, and the second is which are the top funds to invest in 2024. And this is all based on Value Research Online's data, which I have analyzed for you. And at the end, of course, I will take you to the website from where you can get all the information and do your further analysis and research, which you can always use, right? So, friends, let's start today's video. And I'm your host, Prabhat, and I have been in this financial sector for some more than 15 years now. So, let's start with large cap funds. As most of you might be aware of that, a large cap fund means a fund which is investing in companies which are more than around 20,000 crore rupees of market cap. So these are all large companies, and these funds invest in those large companies only. And these are total five funds which have got five-star rating as per Value Research. And to explain the graph, you can see the blue bar represents 1 year return. The orange one is telling us about 3 year return, and 5 year return is represented by the gray graph. And you can compare the percentage returns here. At the same time, this below graph talks about the return percentage if you had done a SIP. Okay, so there is a difference. As you can see across all the funds, the SIP returns are pretty decent and better than the normal returns. But over a period of more than 5 years, the returns are the difference goes down, that you can see. But still, SIP is recommendable, and I also recommend SIP only. But in terms of performance, you can see ICICI Prudential Bharat 22 Fund of Fund has been outstanding over a short period of time in terms of 1 year and 3 year return. But if you go for 5 year return, then it's comparable to the peers that which are there. So in that sense, for a long term, all these five funds are good. You can start your SIP with any one of them. At the same time, if you see the expense ratio, that's where the difference is, because fund of fund is a passive fund, right? There is no active management by any manager, because it is just investing in other funds. So that way, its expense ratio is the lowest here, and Quant is having the highest expense ratio. So that way, the other three are decent, and this one is also index fund, another passively managed fund having expense ratio of 0.92. So these three are good, and ICICI, of course, is giving the best return. So you can go with any one of them, or fund of fund you can pick with lowest expense ratio. So guys, this is about the large cap funds. If you see the large and mid cap, here as per Value Research, only two funds are 5-star rated funds. That's why I have considered other 4-star rated funds also for my analysis, because see, there is actually marginal difference between 4-star and 5-star rated funds. So in my recommendation, these two are, of course, are the best, but SBI is also giving a decent return. And then if you see the expense ratios, there also there is marginal differences between all of them, among all of them, and only UTI is having a expense ratio of more than 2%, which in that case should be avoidable. But others are more or less in the same range, and these two, HDFC large cap and SBI large and mid cap, are the two funds which are the 5-star rated funds in the large and mid cap sector and category. And in fact, the recommendation also by the experts are like, in 2024, these two categories are going to provide the best possible returns. So that ways we can, of course, go with large and mid cap, these funds. If you move to Flexi Cap, now Flexi Cap is a fund which invests in all categories, okay, large, mid, and small. and which is another good option in an emerging kind of category within mutual funds. And here you have 3, 4, 5, 6 funds which are 5-star rated funds, and you can see these three: ICICI, True India Equity Fund of Fund, then Retirement Fund, and JM Flexi Cap. All these three are giving the best returns within this category. So all are good in terms of SIP returns, and also in terms of normal return. Also, these are all these three are giving best returns. In fact, you can see ICICI and JM; these two are giving the best returns. And in terms of expense ratio, only this pure equity plan is more than 2%, 2.4, which is very high. And then JM FlexiCap is also 2.27. That way, these two are having the highest expense ratio, but others are pretty decent, like Parag Parekh or ICICI Fund of Fund. These two are having the lowest expense ratios. Right? So these are the important factors which you can consider to when you decide which fund to invest within the Flexi Cap category. And if we move to mid cap, so only mid cap, if you see, then these two funds are the 5-star rated funds, and both have almost similar returns, but Motilal Oswal is giving better returns as compared to SBI Magnum, and expense ratio is also almost similar. So in that sense, you see Motilal Oswal is doing better. And then there are other categories also, like small cap. If you want to go with small cap, then in that case there is only one fund which is a 5-star rated fund, which is Axis Small Cap. And if you see the return percentages, these are the return percentages: 34%, 30, and 26%, with an expense ratio of 1.64. And there is another category which is very popular, which is ELSS, which is equity linked savings scheme, which we generally use to invest when we want to save our taxes under category 80C. So in category 80C, this is one of the best instruments to invest. And if you don't know, then only one difference is there, that it has a lock-in period of 3 years that you need to consider. But otherwise, these are the top, or you can say 5-star rated funds within the ALSS category. So guys, these are the popular categories, right? If you want to invest, whether ELSS, Axis, or you have Flexi Cap, or you have large and mid cap, or large cap. These are the popular categories to invest, which I have covered in my analysis. And now I will also take you to the value research website, where you can in fact go and do your own analysis, and there are many other things to look. So here I have covered the return percentage and the expense ratio, the two most important factors that we consider when we take a decision to invest in certain mutual funds. But there are other things also, so let's cover that piece also. Let's move to the website, and if you see the website, this is the website. When you open valueresearchonline.com, and here you have to go, and for example, if you click on best mutual funds, right, it will give you a list of mutual funds, and here you can see the star ratings, right. For example, let me click here. You will get the different funds which are there, and if you want to do further analysis, right, let's select regular category. Okay, and let's go and check ICICI Blue Chip Fund, for example. And here you can see the 3-year, 5-year returns, plus you can also see the performance against the benchmarks, which you can analyze and see whether this fund is giving better returns than the against the benchmark or not. And then you have other things also to look, like a risk meter. Then you have which is very important, like asset allocation. So for example, here almost 95% is allocated to equity, 0.5% to debt, and cash equivalent. And then market cap weightages. Like here you can see 75% is invested in giant companies like Reliance, TCS, and all. Then large cap, mid cap, and small cap. And you can also see the portfolio breakdown further, like which sectors this company has invested. That also you can see. So all this information is available on the value research website, and you can do further research and you can learn how to select your own fund to invest. Then you don't need to depend on any agent or anywhere, any advisor, right? It tells you the 5-star rated funds, which are the 5-star rated funds, and then all the analysis is available for you to take a call. So guys, I hope you liked the video and this information was useful for you. And only request, please subscribe and hit the like button. That will help me to create more such videos for you. Thank you very much. Bye.